Here's another one from the wild man himself, Mr. Shon Hardin. Why we call him the wild man? Well, take a look at that design. Shon doesn't do anything boring on his cues, I can promise you that. One of our best customers and friends that owns several, and I don't even know how many at this point right now. I think he's got definitely over a dozen of them. Mr. Keith from over in Indiana, he said a long time ago, he goes, you know what? He says, Shon Hardin is an absolute wild man. In a good way. Because he doesn't like boring cues. I remember I was at the Super Billiards Expo with Shon a couple of years ago, and he was looking at a traditional cue, and he says, you know what, Eddie? He says, if I never, ever see another cue like that again, it'll be too soon. And that really stuck with me, and I could really appreciate Shon's work. He loves to pick exotic woods, and he goes for those quote-unquote wild designs above and beyond with his work. But above all, he goes for the hit. He goes for the playability. This particular piece right here is definitely a one-of-a-kind. You won't find another one just like it. And maybe if you buy it and one of your friends or relatives just has to have one like it, you could always contact Shon. He's good about making cues with the exact specs and to order for people that order his cues. I have never seen this particular wood before, and I've seen plenty of wood. I'm going to leave you guys in suspense here for a minute. See if any of our followers can guess what this wood is in this cue. All right, I'll take you out of suspense. It is called Flaming Box Elder Burl. Flaming Box Elder Burl in the forearm, in the center of the handle, and in the butt sleeve. You notice it's got kind of like that marbly type design where it's got the streaks of wine color going through it. That's why Shon designed the handle the way that he did, to complement those wine-colored streaks going through. What a neat-looking piece this is. I got to tell you, the pictures and video don't do it any justice. I knew it as soon as I unwrapped this bad boy. He sent it to me as kind of a surprise so that I could present it to you all. We have a good working relationship with Mr. Shon Hardin. Shon makes his cues out of the Benton, Arkansas area, just outside of Little Rock. You can Google AY Magazine Shon, S-H-O-N Hardin, to see a recent article about his work. The handle section right here, this wine-colored handle section, which my wife called it marbled wine-colored. It is actually stained and stabilized curly maple. So you've got curly maple on the handle section. You've got some ebony inlays. They're Juma, but they're black ebony colored Juma. So you've got dots and propellers. 3/8-10 modified pin. The joint, the handle section, and then the butt cap, of course, are all made out of the same wood, which is the stained and stabilized curly maple. And it is a wine color. This is a 16-ounce butt. All the specs are at the top of the post. You also have two high-performance shafts. The maple shaft is meant to be low deflection. You can see the ferrules low deflection. That's got a Predator Victory tip, I believe a medium. And then, last but not least, my favorite part of this equation, because I've been playing with a lot of Kielwoods, nice dark roasted Shon Hardin Kielwood shaft. All the specs are on the post. Beautiful custom cue by Mr. Shon Hardin, available right now. It's going to be on the website soon if you need some financing. CrossroadCues.com. You can check out with the firm if you want to buy now and pay later. Flaming Box Elder Burl. Go find me another one like that. Flaming Box Elder Burl. A lot of you may be following our page here, and you'll always compliment the fact that we've got all these cool looking cues coming through here. And for those of you that are in the production cue world and you haven't stepped off into the custom cue world, I would encourage you, start with something like this. Start with something unique. This cue is going to play good. It's got a 3/8-10 big pin, nice solid cue, nice heavy butt. It is a 58-inch cue. That means that the butt is 29 inches, the shafts are 29 inches in comparison to, for instance, a 60-inch cue where the butt would be 30 inches and the shafts would be 30 inches. So standard size cue, 58 inches, made by a custom cue maker. And there's nothing wrong with production cues by any way, shape, or form. I own some of them myself. But if you want to get into that unique style, you want to kind of add some flavor or some spice to your life, I would encourage you to try out a custom cue. What you'll find is when you get your first custom cue, they are addictive. You'll want to get more. And a lot of people, like my friend Keith that I mentioned earlier, will also patronize specific cue makers. You'll find your favorite cue maker like a Shon Hardin or some of the other guys that we have the privilege of working with, and you could oftentimes order more custom cues from them. So there you go. If you want to get a hold of me, you can contact me through my website, crossroadcues.com. Thanks for putting up with my long video and this gorgeous Shon Hardin custom cue.